my
We're
God.
going to Rekieta. Ladies and gentlemen, Nick Rekieta is a crackhead. Rockets is officially Crackets. Holy. So this evidence list came out a while ago. Let's go down to the very bottom.
By the way, if you're watching on Clip Channel, remember to hit like. Spread this far and wide.
Spread the news of Crackhead law. He's hitting the crack pipe. So this is the evidence that has been disclosed, the evidence list for the trial. And here we have two items highlighted. A glass container with metal filter and grinder and glass container, a.k.a. a crack pipe.
Whoa!
Tested positive for cocaine.
Crack cocaine. Crack.
Oh, no. Crack is whack, Crackets.
Wait,
How
so
is he smoking crack? And then
he's smoking coke, aka crack?
A metal pan with white powder on it tested positive for cocaine. So they were cooking up the crack in the frying pan.
Jesus!
At Crockett's Manor. And smoking the crack.
Freebasing that shit.
They're freebasing that shit. I don't know if they were going broke and they needed to make the cocaine last longer. I don't know if they needed something stronger and they were fiending it that hard. Maybe April was the one who was fiending the crack because she looks like a crack. April looks like she would suck dick for crack. And in fact, we know she is sucking dick for crack.
They turned the coke house into a crack den. That's crazy, bro. That's actually
They turned the crack shack into a crack home, buddy.
You're telling me, well, it had to be they wanted something stronger because you're telling me they bought 20 grams of coke a month and still needed stronger shit?
That's wild.
That's wild.
Kimberly Ear says that he doesn't believe it. The police have an evidence list with a crack pipe and a frying pan with fucking coke on it, and you still don't believe they're smoking crack?
How?
They're smoking crack, bro. What do you think? Like, when you look at Rekieta in those streams he was doing,
he's a crackhead.
He looks like a crackhead, dude.
Oh, it's Aaron's, they're saying.
They turned that crack house into a crack home. Yeah, of course. It's all on Aaron, guys. Just by the way, anybody defending Aaron is an idiot. Fuck Aaron.
Yeah.
And what's funny to me is the Reketas believe that if they felt Aaron, somehow magically it all goes away. Or that we're owned, or, you know, the people criticizing him are owned, or Kiwi Farms is owned. We don't claim Aaron.
No, not at all.
We hate Aaron.
Yeah.
Aaron's a loser.
Well, Aaron with revenge porn.
Aaron let his kid be around cocaine. Like, he allowed the fucking coke fucking bullet to be near his 4-year-old. So, in my opinion, he's one of the biggest scumbags on the planet Earth. Aaron allowed his wife to be fucked by Nick Rekieta. He was that brainless and that ballless that he lost his wife to Nick Rekieta.
He sat in a bed, the four of them. Not feeding the kids. They're knocking. Can you please feed us? Okay. You were part of this, Aaron.
The spaghetti.
And by the way,
bums were so high on crack, they had to send Cacolte out to feed their children SpaghettiOs.
That's
holy.
Now, here we go. The revenge porn. Are we starting with that?
Let's do the revenge porn arc first.
Okay.
Actually, before that, go back.
Okay, sure.
We have a preamble to that. Racket says no nudes ever.
Whoa.
So let's listen to Rekieta here giving his hot take on, you know, taking nudes or lewd photos of himself or his wife. Let's hear what his position is.
Here we go.
Give you guys some deep insight. We do not have nude pictures.
Whoa.
Oh.
Just
and the lie detector determined that was a lie.
Of any kind. And if
look at Drex here. Even he knows it's bullshit. Look,
Drex is like, but I've seen it.
Look,
like Drex is like,
he's like,
Drex
nah.
is like, but Rekieta, like, what about that camcorder you set up while I fucked her last week?
Right?
Like, this is the thing: is Aaron has these sex tapes. Allegedly, he has sex tapes of Drexel pumping Kayla full of cum.
Filling her up.
Like, this is what the Reketas have alleged, is that Aaron has all this pornography of Kayla.
Wait.
That they were filming for years. He has the treasure trove of all of it, which I don't know why the Reketas thought that was the right move. It makes them more guilty. It's over. It's over.
Someone said
the Q over is confirmed. The cuckoldry is confirmed.
So Chrissie Mayer's show, Rekieta said coke being smoked near the 9-year-old is probably why they were
testing positive.
That's horrible. That's not good.
Pretty bad.
That's not good.
Let's bring it back.
Yeah.
Let's hear this. Hear him lie again. Tell me lies. Tell me sweet little lies.
To give you guys some deep insight, we do not have nude pictures of any kind. And if we ever did, it would never be.
He doubted himself.
Device.
Did you see that stumble where he doubted himself there? He paused for just a second as he told the lie because he knows he's lying.
Ever.
Yep.
There's just way too much potential for that to out, and it doesn't need to be.
Mm-hmm.
That's not for anybody else.
Yeah, it's for your guys only. Like
other than Aaron,
your relationship is your business. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
by the way, we're gonna see that he flipped. He turned on Rekieta.
Saying,
as you guys know, we have Ass Wednesday. No, we have Thirsty Thursday now, apparently.
So then,
whoa!
Before we even get into the revenge porn stuff that confirms the polycule and all this, they were already posting nudes of themselves with bottles up their asses and at Hedonism 2 topless and all this fucking shit. So it's obvious bullshit. They're totally degenerate to the core.
I'm looking for
I thought it was a fun thing. It appears Lady Raggets thought it was a fun thing. We talked about it, and she was like, "Hey, do you think I could post this picture?" I'm like, "It's up,
This
it's
is
up
like
to you."
this is like the iDubbbz OnlyFans, but like, your wife comes to you, "Hey, do you think I can post my nudes online behind a paywall?"
You cool with that?
You cool with that? And apparently, trad dad, Christian family man, Rekieta was like, "I see no harm in it, honey."
By the way, Adrian Ross has just announced he's streaming with Trump on August 5th.
August 5th, Donald Trump.
That's crazy, dude.
I don't see a big deal. Some people think it's a hypocrisy for me. I don't.
Well, it
think
is.
so.
I mean, we just heard.
If you don't have it, about maybe the kid had crack being smoked beside it.
Tribute.
Hey, do you hear me?
Oh, fuck.
I have that clip, so don't worry.
So
I
want to know.
I have it for after, okay. Thank you, Range Queen. Appreciate that. All right, here we go.
So now we go into the revenge porn arc here.
All right, here we go.
This came from this fugly bitch, Kino. Like, okay.
Keanu needs to stop.
Listen, you can't wear the window on the chest when your tits are that small.
Whoa!
Like, seriously, she thinks she's like Power Girl or whatever it is from the comic book. Like, bitch, you can't pull that shit off.
Jeez.
Get real.
But by the way, she was anti-Rekieta as well. She jumped on that train of like, oh, Rekieta is so horrible what he did. Da, da, da. And now the sweeping begins. Because, I'm April's friend. Are ya? Well, you're sweeping. Here we go.
Dearest Bisconti and I, we're driving home from.
By the way,
the cringe.
This revenge porn thing. So we're gonna hear about her revenge porn or fucking Aaron and the revenge porn, right? Gino Bisconti. Back in the day, there's a Red Bar arc where he released pictures of Jules' tits when she was apparently a minor on Reddit. Just saying. There was a big deal with Red Bar, and Mike was talking about it, and then he had to threaten Gino Bisconti for this too.
And
So,
spoiler alert, by the way, by the end of this revenge porn arc, Gino gets accused by his ex of revenge porn also.
Exactly.
So
how about
and
don't
you
throw
get
those
a
stones?
revenge porn conviction, and you get a revenge porn conviction.
Yeah, and by the way, Mike and Jules openly talked about this. This is like 3 years ago or something, where Gino was pissed off that the Red Bar was shitting on them constantly, and somehow he had like access to this old photo of Jules, but she was like 17 or 16 or some shit.
But like
So-
Aaron has videos of Kayla getting bukkakied by 9 black gentlemen.
But what about the child porn?
This is unheard of stuff.
So
And I just don't know why the Reketas thought it was a wise move to reveal that Kayla does all sorts of degenerate pornography and nude photos for Aaron's amusement.
you know,
I think that that's like a very bad play, even if Aaron ends up going to jail. It's like the shame of it, the humiliation of it. It's just unbelievable.
But Aaron's sending it to Gino to beat off to? And then Gino's showing her, like, what the fuck?
So he sent it to Gino live on the air. We'll get to that.
When was that? When was this?
This was like, I think a few months ago.
Oh, but now it's a problem? Like, you know what I mean? Like, fuck Aaron, too. What the fuck are you retarded? Aaron's a retard. Aaron, like, acting like he's all high and mighty, the king, right? He's doing all this sketchy shit, too. Like, settle down. Settle down.
Well, his wife got stolen by Nick Rekieta.
You know?
It's brutal, buddy. What an L, buddy.
Yesterday, and we got a phone call from the I believe she said St. Cloud.
Just say the fucking name.
It
Just
takes
say
her
the name.
so long. I'm gonna tell you right now, it takes her 4 minutes to try and spit out anything worth it.
Oh no.
She hosts a talk show and she can't actually talk though.
PD from the St. Cloud PD. Isn't that interesting? Who do we know in St. Cloud? Where is St. Cloud? Oh yeah, that's where
Tell us the
Aaron
story.
Nimble lives. So
Right.
Minnesota, lovely lady, police officer. I won't even say her name.
Wow.
Why would you?
Who cares?
You know.
Go.
Like,
I'm calling to ask.
is it too loud? Lower it
I
a
think
little bit.
Well, I mean, any volume is too loud for this preening bit.
The shrillness is like,
Shut up, bitch!
shut up, bitch.
Know you if and I'm just in the car, so the speakerphone is on. I'm calling to ask about the nude photo that was sent to you by Aaron Imholt of Kayla Rekieta. And
So okay,
the whole
so
thing
now
is,
it's all
like,
broken down.
No,
Like the whole,
no,
like,
it's just retarded. Like this, she's the worst storyteller in the world.
it's bad.
It's absolutely just abysmal at telling a story.
But Nick
But you
Rekieta
just have
has
to
said,
think about it. If Aaron has the photo, it's like, how did he get the photo? Oh, because the Reketas gave it to him, along
course.
with all the other treasure troves of nudes and
video,
degenerate videos,
69s and stuff.
yes, and
Yeah.
you know, Aaron just has it all. He has a treasure trove.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
he goes, whoa, wait, but like, is that, revenge porn or what? She's like, I just need you to describe it. And then he goes, it was a photo of a naked woman. And then Gino is so funny. He's like, but I want you to know.
Ah!
Okay. Let's hold it together here.
All 4 of these people are assholes. They're all fucking assholes. Aaron's
all
an
know.
asshole.
What a hot
Nick's
take.
an asshole. Kayla's an
No,
asshole.
I mean they're not assholes. They're cuckolds, and child abuse.
Scumbags, like lowest of the low, bullshit.
And April is even an asshole. Like they're all
And even
assholes. I don't
April.
even know.
You and April, but I'm still a
Even
friend, and
April,
I'll
the home wrecker.
and I'll sweep
Listen,
though. I'll sweep all day.
Why should anybody listen to what some bitch who has an OnlyFans has to say? in the
Yikes!
first place?
Whoops. Yikes!
Nick and Kayla, but guns, drugs, and kids, and I don't want to bro out with Aaron.
Wait, she's an OnlyFans too, so it's like all cuckoldry and
Imagine being
degen-
Gino and wanting to marry a bitch with an OF.
Stop.
It's a full-on fucking retard. Like, whoa.
and he was trying to be a bro, but we're disgusted by the whole thing. It was a picture of a naked woman. And she's like, well, is her face in it? He was like, yes.
Okay. Why
And
is
he
this
goes,
funny?
I'm sorry.
This
I'm
show-
sorry.
By
This
the way,
is-
this is supposed to be like this trauma, this abuse, this
Horrible.
great evil that Kayla's dignity has been violated. Her nudes have been shared. She's been, violated at her most prone and vulnerable, and she's laughing about it, right? So
Right.
it's not really like, whoa, this great crime. It's like, obviously you don't even take this shit seriously
At all.
and your husband showed it to you and shared it with you, which means that you're also guilty of the revenge porn, right?
And then he also releases revenge porn of 2 people that we know of. So
Officer, I'm sure you understand. And then she's kind of laughing. She's going like, entirely. I understand your frustration with everything else that's going on, I guess. But just to these facts.
oh man,
Okay.
get on with it.
He sent this to you and you showed it to your wife or what have you. She said wife, and then you went, my fiance. And then
Is she smoking a ciggy in the house?
and could you see her
I don't. Is she?
face
What
in
was
it?
that in her
and then
fingers?
She's having a ciggy in the house.
White trash.
Woo! Don't. Oh.
and then and could you see her face in it, and can you describe it? And he said it was a naked chick with tattoos. Yes, it was Kayla, from what I know from pictures I've
Imagine
seen.
like the mother of your children, Kayla, she's got all these tattoos and shit. She's got her nudes all over the place. She's posting them on locals for people. She's sending nudes and videos to Aaron and Holte. Imagine being her kids.
Yeah.
Imagine being the Rekieta kids, and your parents are like pushing forth that she like sends porn out to Aaron and other people.
That's
imagine
disgusting.
that.
No,
Imagine
I don't
being
want
the kids. And this fucking dirty OnlyFans slut is looking at your mother's naked body, the body from which you came. Like, this is beyond, man.
buddy.
But we all have to bow down to Chrissie Mayr and Robert Barnes and say, this is totally Christian. This is totally trad. There's nothing wrong with this. The coke was planted. Da-da-da. These guys are admitting to the worst part of it all. Like the cuckoldry, the destruction of their family, the embarrassment of the mother in the eyes of their children. Like, this is stuff, it's one thing to snort cocaine, but it's a whole other thing to completely destroy your family and their reputation and make your children a laughing stock. Not to mention the 9-year-old testing positive for coke. They're smoking crack over there, man. No wonder they thought this was a good idea. Yeah, we're being revenge porned. So that means you're sending videos and photos, like sexual stuff, to Aaron and Holte of your wife, Nick. Good job, dummy.
By the way, Fat Chick Thriller is horny posting in chat. Says she looks like she could suck off the chrome off a bull bar, though. Chill the
She's
fuck
good.
out.
They're cooking crack on the family
Chill
stove.
out, bro.
Just think about that. The stove where the family's meals are being prepared, which by the end they weren't because they were high on crack, is where they were cooking the crack. Just think of how shameful this all is.
Of her, and then she goes, okay, all right, and I sort of knew that was going to happen because after I suppose I said on my show about
She's such an attention whore.
dearest
Yeah.
And
toe.
she's just trying to milk it for every little thing it's
dude,
worth. Like,
that's the thing too. And you know what's
dragging
crazy?
out the story. It's like, just tell us. It takes 2 minutes to tell this story.
Well, it's dragging it out, first of all. Secondly, it's okay. So she was anti-Rekieta at first for the views, right?
Yeah.
And that story sort of died down a little bit until everything the footage is released. of the arrest footage, as well as the court case itself. So what does she do? She flips sides now to attack Aaron, all that bullshit. Even though she went on Aaron's show for like weeks after the Rekieta thing happened.
Sending that photo to Gino because I remember the exact moment when he sent it to him on the stream, and I saw a clip of it somewhere.
So we're gonna show that clip.
Yeah.
I
mean,
gotta
honestly, at this point, that's pretty much all.
Lies, please, God, thank you.
That's all we need to hear from her.
All right.
Like, she saw the revenge porn. They apparently reported it to the police. But you got to think, right? So they get a phone call from the police.
Mm.
Well, why would that be? Well, the Rekietas called the police and complained, and then they called them? Or did she call the police? Something about the story doesn't really add up, that just suddenly out of the blue somewhere, the police call her and ask her about this revenge porn. I just want to point that out. Obviously, either they called it in or the Rekietas called it in. It wasn't that they were just innocent and then the police just happened to contact them. That's all we need to hear. So this is where...
That was the most boring video we've ever shown, by the way.
Oh, it's so bad.
Top
it's
boring.
So bad.
Wow, that sucked. But it makes sense when we had to show it for this. Yes.
This is actually the video.
Whoa!
Where ultimate victim of the Norwood Reaper, Aaron Imholte. Holy fuck, man. Just shave it off. This guy is sending the revenge porn out on live stream. So let's have a look.
Old Dirty Ho with 199 says, how nice was Kayla's wreck? She was beautiful. I will say that.
Like, it's so grimy.
On the right.
Wait. Was this after
Yes.
the Rekieta?
Yes. Yes.
Wait. But only now Gino called the police?
Yeah.
After deleting the video or the picture?
Yeah.
What the fuck? This makes no sense.
A fan of tattoos on the tit.
Oh, the rosebud or whatever that was.
I just saw part of it in the mugshot.
Sure.
What? Come on. Not say, please. And I can say...
Aaron.
So here he goes. He's going through his massive treasure trove.
Scrolling.
Apparently, the videos that he has of both Rekieta and Kayla
are nuts.
The most disgusting, explicit pornography that's ever been filmed upon the earth.
Mm-hmm.
And so he's just sharing just a little morsel from his collection.
It makes bukkake videos look like softcore, basically, right?
I say this because I'm a supermodel. I can judge other people. I'm just saying, not a fan of the tattoo on the tit. That's all.
I mean, that's
Look at him. He's scrolling. He's like,
I understand, Gino. And that's,
I'm not saying like if a hot chick like her had a tattoo on her tit, I'm like, no, yeah. Just saying, what are your thoughts on that? The big old tattoo on the tit.
Well, here, give me 1 second.
Gino's smoking inside too, like a DJ.
And what is it while you're looking about that? Like Kiana has tattoos, and I don't know if you'd noticed this. Nuts about the girl, love her, greatest thing ever.
Check. Keep your.
What's that?
Check your messages. I just
there are
sent
women
you
I've seen
porn,
that I've known over-
buddy. Like,
the way he's holding it in, too. Like,
of course, the time that I thought they were hot and they had no tattoos, and then they got a shit ton of tattoos, and I'm like, I don't like that,
I hear you. I'm just trying to get something.
So it's raining, right? Raining in Minnesota?
Yes, it's raining in Minnesota.
Somebody in the chat put in Gino's defense, he's
so
used to
I
having
guess
prank.
the image was like Kayla getting water sports, being peed on. That's why he's saying, is it raining in Minnesota? This
the
is all
golden
alleged.
shower?
We haven't seen the image, but I guess it was Kayla getting peed on by Aaron, and, her full tits are out. This is wild stuff.
Oh, no. Golden shower. Alleged.
Is it raining in Minnesota? It's like, whoa, like, what's going on here?
Or bukkake, you know what I mean?
These are rumors. This is alleged, but this is the sort of stuff that Rekieta's wife is getting up to, apparently.
Frankie, give him the weather. Thank you, Eaton. Thank you, Eaton Clams. Great line.
One eternity later.
Had to check my text. By the way,
did you check?
I like tattoos more than I think.
Wait.
Look at Aaron. Aaron's got the shit in his grit. Look at him.
But Gino's straight up horning up right now.
Yeah.
He's stiffing.
He's gooning out for it.
Yeah, his camera's blurry because he's so like hot right now that it's steaming the cam.
Imagine letting Aaron piss on your wife.
Oh,
Like, what was Rekieta thinking, dude?
Fuck.
Your boy didn't do too bad, did he?
Oh, what, Aaron? Aaron,
this is not good, buddy. You
Aaron.
shouldn't be doing this shit. Like, we could have probably got him to give us the whole treasure trove.
No, thank you. No, thank you. Never. No.
We don't need it.
Hell
we don't
no.
need it. We don't need it.
Ugh.
Oh,
No, thank you.
Look, it wasn't the best. It wasn't the healthiest decision I've ever made, but
So yeah, this is cocky pissing alleged. This is like the most
degenerate.
Listen, it was it wasn't the healthiest decision I ever made. What the fuck does that mean? Like, that's disgusting. Was it scat?
You know, the world will never know. Well, maybe they will. Maybe Aaron. And this is the thing too, is like they're pushing Aaron, like trying to put him in jail and all this stuff. It's like, you know, guys, like if he has nothing left to lose, he's probably just gonna dump the whole folder on fucking Kiwi Farms, and then you're fucked. Unless that's their master plan, is to have like all the sex tapes come out and stuff, and then they can start an OnlyFans. Maybe that's the plan, is to like whore out Kayla in April. But like that's a pretty dark timeline when you have 5 kids, right?
Oh, that's the end of that. Okay, cool. All right, next.
So then we have Ralph weighs in and goes, yeah, what kind of dumbass would share revenge porn live on air? Which is pretty jokes of Ralph to say, I'm not going to lie, bro. Like, holy shit.
oh, I think
That's fucking. Like, I was like, was he joking? That's a joke, right?
Ooh.
I think Keanu is a wholly owned subsidiary of Rekieta Inc. at this point. I think.
What do you think?
I think.
Whoa. You think, buddy? Are you stupid? The stupidest thing he's thought in all of this is to think that she's ever on anybody's team. She's just a clout-chasing whore. She's as hungry for clout as she is for cock. Okay? Like, she's not on anybody's team. She'll snake anybody for the slightest crumb of clout or money, bro. But you trusted them. It was a snake that you let in. You trusted them, you dummy. Some real scorpion and frog shit here.
I think Keanu is a wholly owned subsidiary of Rekieta Inc. at this point. I think.
Wow. What a hot take.
I think they all know they're in a lot of trouble. They all know that this
So
is
are you.
falling apart and it's not going well. And they think if they can take care of one guy, if they can intimidate or get rid of one guy, then all their problems will be over. That's not the case.
He's right about that. It isn't the case. And it's never going to go away. Like, I don't think they understand that, because they're still fucked out of their minds on drugs and doing the degenerate polycule shit. They're just not thinking properly. Even if Aaron M. Holte is hit by a bus tomorrow, it doesn't change the fact that the cuckold harem, the fucking polycule, is confirmed. The revenge porn allegations coming out of their camp is the final confirmation that, yes, it did all happen. Exactly like Aaron said. How else does he have nudes of your wife, Rekieta? What are you telling me? He hacked in? That's what they'll be. He went on my computer and stole the images. I thought there were no images to steal, though, bud. So they're cooked. They're absolutely cooked.
But I think they feel that way, and now they feel like they have this useful idiot in the Biscontis. And, you know, I know they need money. I know that they lost the compound thing, and money's got to be really tight. I know Ethan Ralph has said that Nick paid him $20,000 to...
What the fuck?
Strike channels and stuff like that.
I don't know, man. Who watches this shit? Like, who actually watches Steel Toe Morning Show?
No, what the fuck, dude? That's so
Like-
funny, dude. Like,
Let's have a
I don't know.
solemn moment of respect for all the viewers. Of Steel Toe there. Holy.
What's going on there? But it's
someone goes, Rekieta never gave Ralph 20 grand. No shit,
No,
dude.
we thought it was,
I swear,
maybe.
I swear,
And then
I thought
we found out
it
we
was
thought
the-
it was.
it was the selling the land thing. Yeah,
It turns out that he sold the land, so we
we did.
gilded the lily a bit there.
No, but we did say on our show, we said this is what it
Chances
sounds
are
like.
It's probably not.
Yeah. So
Very good faith.
seems like there might be a little collusion.
good faith casino, but I like how
Might be a little bit of collusion. But
the bog is now Holy Land.
Oh no!
look, man, like I said, onward and upward for me. Life is going fantastic, and
Is it
as
though?
far
Does
as
Johnny ever speak?
What?
Have
what is,
we-
what is Johnny sitting in? Is he like in a cryogenic
Pod.
chamber? He's got like an.
pod.
It's like a pod that he's in. Like, I didn't think he could look any more soy and disabled, but sadly he does here.
that whole situation goes, I have said from day one when I started
It's
commenting
his
on
wheelchair. He's in the
He's
he's
got
in
like
the
a-
crip bag.
It's like a futuristic wheelchair. It's Professor X.
He's Professor. It actually floats in the air with his telekinetic powers, buddy.
No. Someone said
Something out of Dune.
it's his gamer wheelchair. I know.
The crip pod.
A gamer wheelchair. Fuck.
Professor Al, buddy.
Oh shit.
I'm just going through, being honest about what I saw, what I went through, and then, that's the only way you get better in this life.
Professor Crip.
Chip Galloway as far as
Professor Al, that was good. Yeah.
Keanu goes, I think, look, she wants to believe her friend, and if they all lie to her, like they've been lying to everyone this entire time. Like I said, I was there. I was physically there. I saw it all. I know it all. And
I seen it.
And I in a way, I empathize with Keanu because she doesn't want to call her friend a liar. She wants to believe her friend. And she hears cries of woe, and she wants to believe.
But like, what the
Like,
fuck?
like this is retarded. Like, who gives a shit, man?
Oh
like,
man.
Believe that she's a victim rather than she did something truly heinous. But unfortunately, I was there. We all did truly heinous things. We all did bad shit. And you got to pay the piper for that.
Keanu has to know what happened.
So is he just gonna? He's like laying down his life to go to prison and spread his cheeks for Tyrone. Like, you're going to Pound Town, buddy. Mutt's law is fully being invoked, and there's gonna be a big, long,
By the way, Aaron's
succulent
like,
black penis waiting for you, Aaron.
but the way he said, he's like, they all did heinous things, me included. What
Stop,
the
Aaron!
fuck? like the suicide vest of like confessions.
He's the kamikaze Feltster of it all. Like,
You've got to pay the price
Me especially.
for that. And some people are
The
willing to,
self-help.
other people aren't. Other people want to stick by the lie and quite frankly use other people. And
The thing
Keanu
is-
is being used.
so like this thing is, Aaron, though, the lie is that Kayla loved you. Obviously, Kayla didn't love you. Kayla was distracting you so that her greasy Lord Baldo could dick down your wife with his Cialis pills. Like, apparently, Rekieta needs to stick a needle in his dick to get hard. This is the life that he lives. It's brutal.
He always keeps a blue chew in his lip.
The blue chew.
right now. And I'll say this. I hope she's being compensated for her efforts. That's all. Because she went from he's Culty McCulterson to now she's his best buddy. And
yeah, and that's why we've returned to this subject matter, because Chrissie Mayr as well. Like, it's all fuck. No.
It's just a full-on.
The casino will not let this squeeze by. By the way, so you know how Rekieta went on Ralph's show to try to get it cleaned up, and Ralph completely dropped the mop bucket? Like, he completely made it
He
worse.
made it the mess way worse.
So Chrissie
By
Mayr.
the way, where is the rescheduled Rekieta interview?
Oh!
I thought he was going to come on the next day.
Yeah.
Come on, Ralph. You got to get Rekieta back on, buddy.
You know?
We need to hear the interview of the century, you and Rekieta.
Well, the interview went to
Better
Chrissie Mayr.
come on, Rekieta, or I'm going to expose your children. Like, okay.
How does Chrissie Mayr do that interview? We're going to watch a bit of it, some clips soon. But how do you do it? See 99% of your audience. Everyone in chat was like, are you fucking nuts? And not even say anything.
Well, I don't know. Like, what does he have on her? Like, what does he have blackmail? Like, was the cocaine parties in the back? Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, what's going on over there?
she was right the first time. I mean, she had it right. She experienced him for herself. It wasn't me telling her. And she went, this guy's a cult leader. And you watch his interviews and everything else. Gives off the same vibe.
Mm-hmm.
But I think I empathize in the fact that she wants to believe her friend. She wants to think she knew somebody. I did too. I don't
know why I clapped there.
I went through the same thing Keanu's going through.
I
You
just
impulsively, instinctively clap for
I
everything.
just know I know I do, but I just have ADHD and I need to do something while Aaron's yapping. I need something to happen. You know what I mean?
That's why I fiddle with my pen or whatever.
Yeah, I gotta stop. I gotta find a new thing. You know.
But
You
at
gotta
some
find
point,
some way to stem.
you got to trade in believing what you want to believe for living in a real world. And that comes with time. You can't make people ready for that. It's like addiction in general. You can't make people better. They have to want to be better. Chip Galloway with 199 says, is there a...
You
All
know,
right, that's enough of this shit.
even Johnny is like, really?
Get a load of this bullshit. This guy's an idiot.
All right.
Oh, in the next slide. So this is the latest update. Unless something new happened that I don't know about.
Very small.
This Alex Engelbert is Gino's ex. Says Gino literally shared private pics of me with his fans and followers. They're somewhere here on Twitter. What's the statute of limitations on a revenge porn case? So now apparently everybody's catching revenge porn charges. I don't know. I don't care about any of these people. Like, I don't care about Keanu. I don't care about Gino. I don't really care about Aaron. The only relevance they have to anything is hanging on to Crackett's coattails. So... let's go to the Chrissie Mayr interview.
Could I show that one clip that I have, that extra one, first?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, because just so I don't lose it off here, let me just open this up. I gotta go to 2 minutes and 16 seconds. Okay, 2 minutes and 16 seconds.
So I want to know.
By the way, the comments on this are...
well, you want to have a look?
As a drug addict, I can tell you the drug addicts are liars.
We all saw him sky high every night. He'd even talk about how addictive his scripts were.
Yep.
Chugging down his third bottle of whiskey. Nick won't address that he's a liar. There's no way he hasn't watched and seethed at what some of the lawyers are saying. As much as I would like to give the Nick the benefit of the doubt, he was spouting so much lawyer talk, he was bullshitting the whole way. It's almost like Chrissie wanted to be part of the swingers and
exposed.
Remember, everyone, it's a government conspiracy. It's also the kids' fault. They provided Nick the drugs.
By the way, her and so she swept a lot of the more even critical ones. Like that, like they're all critical.
Oh,
but
yeah.
She couldn't ban everyone. You know, she couldn't ban 100%.
Overwhelming tide of negativity. She tried to sweep it, but the mess is just far too
big. It's fucked up. But here we go, 216.
The part you mentioned about Barnes talking about hair follicle testing, that's because what, like one of your they tested your kids for drugs.
You know what it is.
Like, pause.
You know what it is.
Like, zoom in on Rekieta's face, but like imagine, like, look at how felted he is there.
Oh, that's a felt
Imagine you have an interview with your friend and you have to say, yeah, so one of your kids tested positive for cocaine.
Right?
Like, even just bringing that up, you're felted. It doesn't matter what your answer is. It doesn't matter what you have to say. Your kid, your 9-year-old daughter, your favorite child, tested positive for cocaine.
Right?
It's over.
Drugs, and there's something came up on one of their.
Okay, Chrissie Mayr is saying this like it wasn't the talk of the fucking town for like 2 weeks. Something about a drug around a thing or a kid or something. It's like it was the 9-year-old with coke. Like, let's be fucking, transparent and say what it was.
In one of their hair or something like that, and I didn't.
Yeah.
Like, how does that even get into somebody's hair?
Hey, are you retarded, Chrissy?
Oh my!
It's like when
she's playing so dumb.
How does it get in your hair? It's called like when you ingest something, your body has to get it out, right? And it gets in your like actual strands of hair. It's not like this like new mysterious like way of testing drugs. The hair follicle.
Bending the knee for clout or whatever. But this guy doesn't even get 1,000 live viewers anymore. Unless he has a guest on, he's getting like 800 to 1,200 max. His super chats are completely in the toilet. It's nearly all hate watchers.
He paid her.
I don't know what this is. Like, what is there left to garner from this? This is like, it's equivalent to when Rekieta licked the bottle. But she's doing that for his clout.
Yeah.
She's like trying to get the very last minuscule drop. Licking the bottle here. Cleaning it up.
Holy.
That's a really, really good question. And the hard part is the internet goes with this weird theory that like
this weird theory
someone was dosing my child.
No, look, that was one of the theories. One of the theories, but he did say. Go ahead.
Imagine though bringing up that you fucking dosed your kid as even a possibility that you're dosing your kid with cocaine. How about you just don't do any interviews about this shit? Don't embarrass your family and yourself with more lies and cope. Like, look at him. He's doing an LA Noir lie face. Look at that. Yes. That's straight out of the game. You would hit fucking lie and present out.
What? Wait, what? Look at this. Whoa. Oh, that's a lie. That's a lie.
Like, who does he actually think he's fooling? Like, I don't even think he's fooling himself.
He's also adding more ammo for the prosecution.
Well, the
right?
thing is, you're making the court case harder on yourself,
right? Because now you're
he's laying out part of his like defenses and like part of what he's gonna do. Like, it's very silly.
He's so stupid.
With a drug,
but for her to not know what a hair follicle test is, like,
no, she does know.
Of course, she knows.
She does know, and we're gonna go back. We're gonna do a flashback after this to when she was critical of Rekieta and wasn't sweeping it like this and did actually know what was going on.
So stupid.
They blame me, of course.
It looks a lot like dry shampoo. That's what I figured. By
the way, I
fucking home run. Woo.
Oh shit. She's supposedly a professional comedian, by the way. Real professional comedy.
Oh man.
She has no charisma, no timing. She's not a funny person.
No.
And by the way, you're a comedian, so you're going to interview a guy whose daughter tested positive for cocaine, who's charged with child neglect, or his wife. I think they both are charged with child neglect, charged with like 26 grams of coke being in the house, who's in a polycule, a disgrace to his family, to his church, to his community. Like, where is this in your job description that you're supposed to sweep this up for him as a comedian?
In her mind,
I just don't really get it.
In her mind, it's another avenue for clout. It's another way to get some clout and some, like, shut the fuck up, Chrissy.
Instead of washing my hair.
Look, I have no idea about that.
By the way, her and I have never had problems with each other, but this is just fucking pathetic. You know what I mean? This is just like pure pathetic
Oh, I
that
know.
she's doing this. And what a bad look.
It is a horrible look,
and then
especially
saying-
considering but she's a mother and
Yeah.
she's sweeping for child abuse.
And
Do
then
you think
saying,
it would be okay for your kid to be exposed to cocaine, Chrissy? You think this is acceptable behavior?
right?
Okay.
And then saying, if you clip this, if a clip channel posts my show, I'll flag you, I'll DMCA you. Why? Like, what are you hiding? Oh, it's this shit.
Oh, she doesn't want to be criticized, right?
Oh,
But-
yeah. Well, this is fair use, so have fun.
What I don't know is how that test result came to be. And there's a lot of ways that a test result can come to be that have.
So now he's like admitting the test result is real, A. And then B, he's going to now lay out some ways it can be real besides the dosage.
Right.
Whatever it was, if you dosed it, if they were smelling the crack that you're cooking on the frying pan, that's in the evidence. Whatever way, you're a piece of fucking shit, Rekieta.
But the levels weren't like a little bit. It was like 10 times the baseline reading.
Right? Exactly.
It's not just a little bit of cocaine. It's a lot, which, leads
And by
to
the way,
I-
her chat was going, why are you letting him lie? Holy shit. Please stop this. For fuck's sakes.
Nothing to do with taking drugs. And this is, again, if you want a good exploration of like the problems with hair follicle testing in specific, go watch the Barnes video. Don't sit and listen to me. Like,
So,
The
you know,
Barnes
it
video.
comes
Oh
to the
my
point
God.
where in order to like have to continue worshiping Rekieta as this wonderful Christian trad dad king, we have to like doubt the entire process of hair follicle testing.
Yeah.
We have to doubt drug testing in general. We have to deny what we see with our own eyes, what we hear with our own ears. You only know, dear cult leader. I believe your gospel, cult leader. I close my ears and my eyes to anything but your word, cult leader. Like, this is lunacy. This is crazy shit. You actually have to be full-on brainwashed, like Stockholm Syndrome, by this guy in order to believe this shit.
And the reason Chrissy's so retarded for what she's doing here is you're like allowing your audience, like you're trying to like tell your audience, no, forgive him, right? To help him and boost him up. But your audience did not fall for this shit, which is good. Thank God.
I could talk quite a bit about it now. I've done a ton
the
of
optics of that too, of her sipping from the mom.
The mom cup. Yeah, exactly.
While her guest is explaining away his daughter testing positive for 10 times the baseline dose of coke.
You tell us how drug testing is bullshit and how you're innocent actually. Even though we had coke, you had coke on your nose on the day before you were caught.
Nose, man. You had 26 grams in a sit. He had all the paraphernalia in the house. He had a crack pipe.
Holy.
research on catching up on the literature for it, how the legal world treats it, what you would have to do to challenge all of it. The reality.
You see how uncomfortable she is right now too? It's because the chat
She's
is
reading
screaming.
the chat, and it's just an absolute bloodbath for her.
Yeah.
She didn't expect that.
I was
She's
texting
not
you when
used-
that was happening, right?
She's not used to any pushback or any real controversy. She's always giving the most milquetoast take that appeals to the broadest category of people, trying to insert herself into nerdy communities, going on dozens of panels where she contributes very little of value other than cosplaying so fucking losers can goon to it, which is sad, and delivering her, oh, my crafted one-liners. Oh, wow, you're such a comedian. You're such a queen.
Yeah.
That's what she's used to. She's not used to having to fucking sweep up the crimes of an evil piece of shit. She's not used to that.
Yeah, you should just stick to Friday Night Tights, do your Marvel opinions or whatever the fuck you do, and shut the fuck up. Your Frost impression, and bye-bye.
That's it. That's all she's good
That's
for.
all.
And I'm tired of pretending otherwise.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Is whether or not we end up challenging it depends highly on how our cases go, and there's no real indication right now of what that looks like in specificity. Not enough for me to comment anyway.
And
So,
that's the thing, Paul,
but
I'll say this: I have nothing against her in particular because I don't give a shit about her. She occupies 0% of my mind at any given point. But she inserted herself into this shit, knowing right well how sweeping is being treated right now. And she decided, I'm going to sweep.
Yeah.
I'm going to piss off all these people who want Rekieta's blood, who have a righteous cause to want his blood.
Yeah, it's
And I'm gonna sweep
righteous.
her. Look into her eyes. Zoom in on her eyes there. See how felted she is.
Bro, it ain't.
See how pressed she is.
It ain't even like we're like bashing someone for, like stuff we disagree with that's mild, that we're just like making fun of. No. This is like the most fucked shit to sweep for. This is
Are you
insane.
telling me this bitch stole Christmas presents?
She did. May I tell
What
the
do you
story?
mean she stole Christmas presents?
I'll tell the famous Red Bar story, okay? When I was hearing Red Bar back in the day. So it was near Christmas, right? You didn't hear about the story? So it was near Christmas time. So maybe a week before Christmas or some shit. And she was on a podcast and told a story about how she was at a restaurant and like the table behind her, someone had went shopping and left her shopping on like on the chair, and she had grabbed the bags of like the shopping for Christmas and put it under the table and stole the presents and said it like it was a funny story or whatever.
Stealing presents from children who are excited for Christmas Day.
Yep.
And they're excited to open the present under the tree that they've asked for. They've been excited all year. But Chrissie Mayr has it.
Yeah. She is the Grinch who
That's the
stole
lowest.
Christmas.
That's the lowest thing I've ever heard of in my life. That's so bad, dude. Even on Trailer Park Boys, Julian saying to Ricky, "Don't steal kids' presents." Holy fuck, man.
Let me see if there's a video of presents. I want to see.
Well, no wonder she's sweeping for Rekieta.
We've got a Chrissie
Stealing
Mayr.
children's birthday and Christmas presents.
Yo, Ash, look, I'm not even joking. Here.
No.
You read this.
We've got a
By the
Chrissie
way, shout outs Red Bar. Check this out. Read the title of this.
Chrissie Mayr steals families' Christmas presents and lies about it?
Woo!
Our segment coming up that you're not.
No.
Yeah, it explains the full story. Here, yeah.
You'll see what I mean.
What?
And I apologize. That is not me or anyone in this studio.
I actually, so as everybody was leaving, it was like we were all leaving.
Ashton's like in disbelief, bro.
I can't even believe this is real.
I told you.
I
By the
hope-
way, Eddie,
She told that story herself. She self-reported. That was
Yeah.
something people would. Oh, good for you, Chrissy.
it's not like it was an expose. Someone like found out. No.
Leaving at the same time, and there were a bunch of other people leaving. Maybe they had their like Christmas party or whatever at the same restaurant, and so like. I mean, I used to steal when I was younger, and so
That's what chicks do for a rush.
yeah.
Steal.
That's Gino
When she was here.
Visconti.
So she's a kleptomaniac.
It's all like tying in, right?
I also
Rob, do you
like
need
didn't get any. Oh come on.
Thank you. And so what happens?
So we're waiting to leave. I noticed there was a bag.
Look how great that hoodie
Whoa! I noticed there was a bag and you're gonna steal.
he's wearing is, by the way. Look at that hoodie.
There was a bag on one of the tables.
Listen to the story.
And it was like
Wait, like a shopping bag, a
Shopping
purse.
bag.
Go on.
a shopping bag. And I'm looking at it. I'm watching a lot of people leave. I'm kind of lingering around. Everybody's getting
Because you want to steal this bag.
Well, I'm going, there's probably nice clothes in that bag. And I'm just like sort of hanging around. I'm standing around, and I was sitting next to Larry, and he was like, "Just take it." I was like, "I'm just gonna take it." So I took it, and I walked out with it.
Wow.
Ashton's face. Ashton's like, what the fuck? Yeah, so
Not
that's
bad.
yeah, that's the
Not
story, huh?
Bad.
Anyways, get back to this.
you can go watch it. But the answers for how like cocaine gets in a hair follicle test range from someone's doing cocaine to someone is exposed to cocaine through some sort of environmental condition. And that environmental condition doesn't necessarily mean in the environment.
But look at, oh my
Whoa,
God.
what?
The environmental condition doesn't necessarily mean it's in the environment. He's in full-on lawyer mode, full-on cope mode. What is the point of these interviews if he's only going to lie and lie and lie and bullshit? Like, what is the point of this? It makes no sense. Like, who does he think he's convincing with this? It has to be somebody who's so desperate to believe. They need to believe because they can't admit they were conned or they were fooled or Rekieta wasn't what they thought he was. It's like only the most sad, pathetic fool that just needs to worship him could believe this bullshit. Oh, it could have been any different way, environmental, but not environmental factors, and pay no attention to the 26 grams of cocaine that was upstairs, and my rapid weight loss, and blood coming from my nose, and powder being on my nose, and me being all fucked up and jerking myself off on. Pay no attention to any of that stuff, guys. I have no idea how she got the cocaine.
Yeah.
If we take it out
off.
of cocaine, for example, and we go into meth, people who smoke meth in a house, there's meth in the air. There's like actual meth fumes, and those can be
Well, now
absorbed.
we know that there's crack.
Well, now I know you were smoking crack.
There was crack, and yeah, so you're saying that like, oh, it was just the crack smoke floating in my child's face. I made a joke, remember, Ash? I was like, was there just like coke floating around? Like it was like a cloud, like mist of coke?
I mean, Ralph only blew weed smoke into his child's face. Rekieta's blowing crack smoke and fucking coke dust
in the hair follicles. And so what you have is in places where
you see Chris go, whoa. What do you mean, whoa?
Whoa.
The smoking of a drug takes place, especially
That's
children can have
look at this.
kind of detection because it
She's biting her lip. You see the stress on her face, man.
Yeah, and this is your fucking guest. Look
This
at
is
him.
your what's next? You're bringing on Charles Manson?
You know?
Who are you a serial killer, a child molester? What's next?
Yeah, sweep for him.
literally gets into their skin on their head and into the hair follicle and then grows into the hair that way. We're not accused of anything like that. We're not accused of our child ingesting.
Your kid, is he talking about the crack or coke being on the hair? I don't think they understand.
That's not what it's for.
In the hair, like your DNA. Like, you know, like, because a piss test, it cleans out after a few days. But it's like in your...
We're no fucking scientists, but it ain't the way he's saying.
No, it's like ingested. It's in your blood. Therefore, it's in your hair for a bit, right? It's in your hair for a while because it's been in your system and it leaves through your hair and it has like trace amounts of it. And by the way, the kid had it metabolized.
Yeah.
That's the word. And by the way,
we have Dr. Worski, the science guy. You got Science Ski here.
Listen.
With his explanation.
But that's what it is. They're acting like it's like, oh, the dust was on the hair. No, it's within the hair, you tard.
Cocaine. We're not accused
science
of
guy. Worski.
Actually anything involving that at all. Our accusation, our charge in the criminal case is literally the presence of a controlled substance where minor children live. That's the extent of the charge.
Okay. And that's bad.
No, it's not good.
It's just that the kid was around coke where they lived.
It's neglect, though, is the charge. And like, I don't know, I imagine that partly has to do with the fact the kids weren't fed. They were hungry. They were complaining to adults, trusted authorities that you sent them to church to, that they were hungry, that their clothes weren't clean. They weren't being washed. They were stinking. Like, this is what you're accused of. And Chrissy knows that. And we're going to play that. But not a word from her mouth about the children not being fed. not being clothed, the house being a filthy mess. She challenges him on none of it. Just lets him go, lets him lie, lets her gaslight her audience.
So, you know, it's people on the internet come up with like crazy theories about it and stuff like that. But, you know, we know the truth about it.
All right, we have a lawyer chiming in. We have Sean DMing me, and he goes, after hearing all of this, I feel like an idiot for not thinking he wasn't freebasing cocaine or lighting up crack. I was giving him the benefit of the doubt that he wasn't a complete fucking disaster, but he also has his teeth, so, you know, there are veneers. For how long? For how long? And by the way, hi, Sean. Nice to see you, bud.
You know.
We know that our child was not ingesting cocaine. That's a very...
If they were, they would have been getting so much more homework done, cleaning their...
Fucking, oh my God.
Are we really joking about children being on cocaine when the parents are actually being charged?
When it's real and he's there?
It's actually not that funny. It's actually kind of twisted and demented. But again, we got a female comedian here. The oxymoron that it is.
Let's get some subs.
Let's get some more subs.
Let's hit it. Fuck yeah. Thanks everyone for the big support.
They'd probably have, like, again, hair follicle numbers are really tough, but you could imagine that they would go to a hospital.
Why are you talking about this? Well, your daughter was taken to a hospital. Remember when he had like medical emergencies and stuff?
Mm-hmm.
Where he had to go?
Mm-hmm.
Who's to say that that wasn't for your kid? Potentially getting into your stash.
Exactly. Orbital Bacon has gifted 10
subs.
Yeah, bro.
Still don't know what the worst day of his life was. Was it his kid overdosing?
It was.
Was it him finding out that he was cocked and his children weren't his? Like, what was it? We don't know.
Whoa, buddy. Acid Roach for a sub and Suffer Horse for a sub. Fuck yeah, sub train.
Power Windows and Obama Phone Pro Max 5G.
Sheesh. Thank you so much, guys.
Like that there would be some...
Thanks, guys. Thanks. Seriously, let me rewind it for a sec here.
Like, again, hair follicle numbers are really tough, but you could imagine that they would go to a hospital. Like that there would be some sort of medical record of that, and there it just isn't any. There's nothing like that. There's no...
Well, now there is. Now, officially, there is a record of her having coke in her system.
Witness to that. This isn't a claim the state is making. The state...
Pardon?
It's just a lie. So the state is claiming... The state is claiming that their drug test is fraudulent or fucked up.
Wait, what?
Wouldn't you be able to show us proof that the state has admitted they fucked up the drug test, Nick?
Hang on, Fat Chick Thriller, thank you so much. Have a nice night. By the way, Fat Chick Thriller, big support. Thank you. Have a nice night. Thank you.
Oh,
I know.
fuck.
Fat Chick Thriller. Drop another 100 before you leave. Just kidding. Thank
well,
you.
If you never ask, you'll never receive.
Thank you, Fat Chick. You have a nice day. Yo, seriously, dude. Thank you.
It has... this isn't a claim the state is making. The state has their evidence, and they're not claiming it. This is purely an internet fiction. And
how
it's
is
purely
it fiction?
No, it's purely an internet fiction, just like you going to hedonism 2 was, until it was proven you did go.
Bro.
It's just an internet fiction. You having a polycule and being a swinger until it was proven. And Aaron testified.
This is not internet fiction. This is
It's just an internet fiction. All your remember when all his sexual degeneracy and depravity, and now it's he has a baldo that he puts on. He has a sex cross that he goes on. So it's all internet fiction until it's not. And at this point, Nick, we're not trusting your word for shit because you're a proven liar and you have no credibility whatsoever. And all this sweep tour you're doing is only hurting you and hurting your family. How about you take this time and try and get your kids back? try and get your shit together. Maybe get a lawyer that's not Barnes Jr., that's not a Barnes skinwalker, that will sit you down, slap you in the fucking face, and say you're taking the plea deal, bish. Like, the idea he's going to fight this to trial. And his master plan, by the way, okay, guys, we're going to see if we can get the warrant thrown out. And then if we can't, then we'll take the plea deal. You think the plea deal will still be on the table after your only legal defense goes down the shitter, which is trying to get the warrant thrown out, which is ironclad and it won't be thrown out? What sort of deal do you think you're going to get then, bud? Stupid. It's hubris. He's going to get felted bad.
And, you know, that's fine. The internet only has what information they have. I'm not begrudging people for it. I do think it's a little ludicrous that people like assume that that's what was going on, but it's the internet and they assume that everybody's insane, because most of us are, honestly.
Well, you are. You put a hamster up your ass and sent the video to Aaron Imholte, allegedly.
That's too far.
He put a hamster up his own ass.
Barnes, what other law tubers do you think have been fair, or you're not, you don't know enough?
I really don't watch.
Shut up! You've named them already. I don't watch any of the. You've already talked. Lie. By the way, we always have themes on our shows. Somehow, our shows always end up being thematic. Today's theme is lies. RTU is going to be nuts, by the way. That's crazy. But you talked about potentially criminal and what was his name we had on our show? Oh my God. Fuck.
What's his name?
I'm going to lose my mind.
Legal mindset.
Legal mindset.
More like legal dick sucker. I just
legal
had to go back into Ralph.
Yeah.
Like
Sorry, legal mindset. Yeah, you know what I mean? It's like, right? And then you talked about the lawyers who defended you, which I swear to God, I'm sorry, law tubers. Like, I'm not trying to be like offensive, but it just dissolves my memories of certain people. What's that guy's name? The one who sucked his balls and defended him? Not Barnes, the other guy.
Oh, Aviva?
No, the other one with a hat. He wears the hat all the time.
Oh, the Houston
Good logic.
Guy? Okay.
Good logic. Uncivil law, remember him? Whoa.
Yeah, uncivil law.
I only remember legal mindset and Sean.
Like I just don't. There's no profit for me in it, and I mean, like the information is useless to me for most people. They're gonna make claims and speculations and try and explain aspects of the law, and that's great.
All right. Are we ready for the clips or what?
Yeah, let's go into some of these clips.
All right. Here we go. So that was just supplement.
First, go into the Chrissie Mayr interview folder and then go into when Chrissie wasn't sweeping.
Whoa.
And let's see a flashback to her battling with Chief Baldo Washer, Chief Baldo Guard, and Broom Wielder. Good logic.
All right, here we go.
Complaining of being hungry and dirty, and it's like if their clothes aren't being changed in a number of days, well, that tells me they're not being bathed or washed, and it breaks.
So, but you forgot all this. Now it's like
she knew everything, but now she forgets. She's silent on everything, on all the evil. She looks the other way and tells her audience to support this guy. He's a good guy.
My heart. So
right. Although, I mean, I'll tell you right now, when you talk about
what changed? What changed?
I don't know.
Does Nick Rekieta have some dirt on her? Like he's like, I'm gonna release this. Jenny for clout? Probably.
Being bathed or being washed. You're a newborn. You're a mother of a newborn, right? 6-year-olds bathe themselves. You know what I'm saying? It's like you say, yeah.
Okay. Just throw them a sponge and some soap.
Yeah, you're like go yeah. By the time they're 4 or 5 years old, they're bathing themselves. So as far as their failure to hygiene, I mean,
remember this fucking Goldie.
Remember this golden oldie? Absolute bullshit. Oh man.
I mean, yeah.
Is a 5-year-old really going to be like, sorry, Mom, I got to go shower. Be right back. Like, I think most kids are going to let themselves be. Like, they're not going to bathe themselves. They're going to be.
Where was this question?
I'm afraid you've had a bit too much to think there, Chrissy.
Yeah.
We're gonna need to stop that free thinking, and we're gonna need you to join the cult and sweep. So, okay. Let's see here.
Oh, you did have that there. Right here.
Yeah, there we go.
Oh my God. Folks,
This is a wild one.
strap in. This is crazy what we're going to hear here.
I think I'm just such a prude. Like I almost wouldn't even let my friend hold my baby because she had been like smoking cigarettes. I'm like, did I not go?
You know, that's probably a wise decision to protect your child. She has to couch it in that, like, that's obviously wrong. She's an incel prude, Scandinavian prude. She's wrong. Rekieta is righteous to blow crack smoke in his child's face.
Wait.
It's so embarrassing, man.
Chrissie just lost her job with Compound Media.
Yeah.
So she needs the clicks.
She's desperate.
Woo! Exposed. That's why. That's what changed. All of a sudden, bang.
It's interesting.
Same as Gino. Ash. Gino.
I mean, it's pretty
Keanu.
transparent what's going on.
They lost their jobs at Compound Media and boom, take down
By
Aaron,
the way, we got-
join Rekieta.
We got Chill Force for $10. He says the hair follicle test is tough, Nick says. Yeah, it's tough to excuse your 9-year-old being high on coke. Somehow he finds a way.
Hang on one sec. Just grab a coffee here.
It is, though. It is a complete 180. Where she was before in that clip we just showed and where she is now.
But isn't it crazy how it just happened?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Interesting when you really get down to like what the state.
But by the way, why would you jump on this side for clicks?
Why is Rekieta's body language is so bad? He looks so guilty. She looks guilty and ashamed that she's sweeping for this.
She should be.
Like, you can just tell by their body language that they know what they're doing isn't right and it's actually evil, and they're ashamed of themselves. You can tell.
Oh, they do. You're right. She's like, it's uncomfortable. And remember, the chat, it all makes sense now. The chat was like, Chrissie, why? How could you do this to us?
Considers like child maltreatment.
This is anti-clout, by the way. This is the most negative.
And child neglect. And when you put rules down on paper, they often don't make sense. And this is the boon.
Oh, there he was. There he was.
They often don't make sense.
Out.
And this is the.
Wait, like, what a thing to say.
And the polycule ring, by the way.
When we put rules, yeah, there's the
He has 2
polycule.
rings now.
Yes, he has the swinger ring and his wedding ring.
Oh, man.
Which is grime.
The boon and bane of the family court system and the juvenile protection system is that often you get nonsensical results. Like, you can have people who are consistent.
Why do we need to have this guy get up on his soapbox and be high and mighty and lecture us about the law? We don't. Nobody wants to hear it from you. You're a criminal. You're a criminal. No one wants to hear criminals lecture about law. Let me tell you the minutia of the family court system.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
You're in crime, bud.
Instantly intoxicated, or they have a home filled with like nicotine smoke, for example. And that won't be child endangerment. And it's like, well, I mean, that might be.
Wait, you're comparing having a bunch of coke laying around to people smoking ciggies
in the house, which he probably
I don't agree with. I don't agree with smoking in the house with kids there, obviously.
Well, wait a minute.
But,
Didn't Rekieta smoke cigars in the house?
Yeah.
So you're also guilty of that, right? So let's not try and pretend that you're above that.
Someone says it gets worse. Yeah, I know. There we go.
That's probably more dangerous than a lot of situations children are in when we get down to it. Or you can have, they'll say, for example, you can't have a controlled substance in your house, which, sure, that makes sense. That's a sensible law.
It's an illegal substance.
Illegal coke. It's drugs.
I mean, you can't have it in your house. You can't have it in your car. You can't have it on your person. You can't have it anywhere.
It's
actually
illegal.
Yeah.
But there's a whole bunch of substances in your house that are perfectly fine to have that are as dangerous or even far more dangerous
ready
to
for
children,
this
like bleach.
So bleach is just as dangerous to kids. Now, just think about this for a minute. What kid in their right mind, like teenager or whatever, is going to drink bleach? But if you're 16, you might want to snort cocaine. Because cocaine has, your dad would say it's fun, it's cool, it's a party drug, it's badass. Pretty sure, if you have teenagers in the house, they're far more likely to get into your cocaine than get into the bleach. Also, if you have young kids in your house, you're supposed to lock it up.
Yeah,
you're supposed to lock up the bleach.
And it's in like a bottle that's like really hard to open or whatever. Silent once has gifted
10
subs. Fuck yeah. This is insane. Thanks, Silent Once.
This is ludicrous to say, people that have bleach in the house are just as bad of parents as people who are high on coke all day, who don't wash their children's clothes, who don't prepare their children meals. They're hungry and stinky, and they're reporting that to their church and to trusted adults in the community. Yeah, that's definitely the exact same as having bleach for laundry, bro. Like, this is so disingenuous and so bullshit. And for Chrissy to sit there, look at her. She sits there. She knows she has to just let him get away with this. Yep, it's totally the same, brother. Absolutely.
By the way, she's always on Friday Night Tights, right? And I'm pretty sure Gary is completely against Rekieta, right? For what he's doing, right? He's like disgusted by it. Imagine the optics. Do you think like anyone who wants to have you on will have you on after this, after you're sweeping from Rekieta? You better say a fucking. She knows she can because FNT won't say anything about it publicly.
Well, we'll see. I mean, if she keeps doing this stuff, eventually it's going to be a problem.
Yeah.
Well, and Kung Fu Wang's on point. He goes, all Nick is doing here is painting a clear picture of how depraved his household is, and if having controlled substances lying around is the exact same as having bleach in the kitchen cupboard, right? It's the exact same. Bleach actually has a legitimate, legal purpose. Cocaine's only purpose is to get you high.
Retarded,
for example. And you don't get arrested for having like a thing of bleach in the wrong place, even though that would be more dangerous to children than, for example, a child stumbling across marijuana or something in one of the states where marijuana is legal or illegal.
This is such a straw man argument, and it's actually irrelevant. It has nothing to do with his case.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just like some fucking fugazi bullshit. Oh, well, think if the kid drank the bleach, they'd be dead. But if they snorted the cocaine, they might still live. What sort of twisted logic is this?
You have the whole fucking Tide Pod thing, right? Like
what if it was
amount
just
of
Oh my God.
What if it was a Tide Pod, bro?
Listen, yes, there are dangerous things in your house, like knives. I mean, hey, Ash, there's a knife in your house, so a kid can grab it and stab them. Yeah, we know. There's dangerous shit, but there's coke in the house. You're being a terrible parent. You aren't feeding your fucking kids. You're cracked out. You're crackheads. You're crackheads. Little crackheads.
Total revisionist history. Just total, it's a scary level of sweeping. It's just absolute brainwashing, denial of reality. Let's come up with whatever excuse we possibly can that you can parrot that might sound good. It's bad, man.
It's not only that there was drugs in the house, it's that you were on them, therefore neglecting your responsibilities as a parent, and your kids were hungry and not fucking showering and shit.
Basically, his argument is that there's no way for you to ever neglect your kids because, if you have a fork in the house, the kid could stick it in the electrical socket.
Exactly.
If you have a swimming pool, they could drown. If you drive them in a car, you could crash the car and they could die. There's no way to neglect your kid. Just leaving cocaine out and about, that's no risk at all. Getting high all day and doing degenerate swinger sex in your polycule to where you don't feed or clothe your children, that's not neglect. Think they could have drank bleach. It would be exactly the same.
Your kid was on fucking coke in one way or the other. This is retarded, bro. This is retarded.
Toxic and
We got
dangerous
swamp
chemicals
permit for 2 subs.
Let's fucking go.
that are in our house are actually like there's myriad of them, but they're household chemicals, and we have an expectation that people handle those in a responsible way.
And you're
There
like,
is
look,
no
we were just using the
responsible way to do cocaine.
Are you drinking Javax and like you're all fucked? No, you're doing coke, you retard. Holy fuck. Do we have to re-watch that last stream of what you were acting
That was
like?
totally responsible. What did Chrissy say here at the end?
Coke like an OxyClean.
Okay.
And you're like, look, we were just using the Coke like an OxyClean. Just
No, I'm not admitting to or saying anything like that at all.
Right, okay.
Another joke.
Here we go. This is like full-on reality denial, by the way. This is just insane. Listen to this.
Deadpool says, you know why it doesn't matter if my home is searched? I don't use drugs and there's none in my house.
Felted.
You know what's interesting is that you may not know what's in your house.
Pause. So Rekieta's saying he had no idea there was 26 grams of cocaine upstairs. A crack pipe. Okay? A pan would tested positive for coke. A nose tube that tested positive for cocaine. Money that had cocaine on it. He had a scale. He didn't know the scale was there. The stuff was in his safe. He didn't know it was in his safe, right? Really? You didn't know you had those ketamine tablets either, right? You had no idea. This is beyond, like, this is no reasonable person could believe this.
Some of these
It's this sort of lie that just completely discredits anything he could ever say.
Yeah, so fully, by the way, hang on, let me open this.
of these commentators. Here we go. This is fun. Not only do I know them, do I know their failures? Do I know their social security checks? Do I know their inability to...
You're coked out of your mind.
Yeah.
You had coke on your nose.
Bro, look at it.
Look at this guy.
Look at it.
Responsible parent. Fully responsible. Good job from the new mom, Chrissy. Like, holy fuck. Are you kidding me?
Woohoo! That's why you gotta do a spring cleaning.
You may not know what cops bring into your house either.
There it is.
Oh, it's the cops.
There it is. The cops planted it. So the cops planted all of that, right? They planted the nose tube. They planted the scale.
The AI, the video from the night before.
All of it. All of it was a complete setup by the police. Imagine actually saying this shit and thinking that you're going to win and you're going to get favorable treatment by the system.
Mm-hmm.
It's not going to happen. He can't prove this shit. This is wild. This is the craziest shit. It was the police that planted.
And Chrissy has to sit there and take it.
And she doesn't go, what evidence do you have for that? Do you have anything to back up the claim? The extraordinary claim that the police planted 26 grams of cocaine along with all the paraphernalia in your house? Did they make it filthy as well? Did they make your children stink? Did they deprive them of food for days in a cell beforehand as well? Did they go around to the church and brainwash them into being a part of the conspiracy too?
Think cops brought stuff into your house?
I didn't say that.
Oh, okay.
Well, you're
You
throwing.
did. You did say that. You did say that. You did say that.
Okay.
Generally speaking,
What a
people
lie.
are like, oh, I'll consent to a search. Everything's fine. Ask a bunch of people about how well that went for them, because there's plenty of stories out there where they didn't know that something was in their house or their car or on their persons. And they go
Okay, listen. If the night before Nick looked fine, fully cleaned up, not like coked out or even drunk or whatever, and we've never seen even an inkling of him being high on coke or drunk.
Ludicrous. It's ludicrous to even entertain this stuff.
I know. But I'm just saying, if he was fully sober and normal the whole time, and like there was some sort of conspiracy like that we've been like sniffing out, pardon the pun, maybe you'd be like, maybe someone fucked with. No, I said for months, this guy's high on coke. And people were like, oh, you're exact. No, you could hear it in his nose. You hear the crystals. You hear the snotty nose and the like plugged nose and the sniffing and the all that stuff. Stop. Rekieta, we know you're a cokehead. The end.
Jail for it.
You could fucking try to trick the courts, but you can't trick our eyes.
No, like you're not going to fool people. You're not going to fool people into thinking that you were just railroaded by the guy. It's not going to happen.
Yeah. Holy.
Yeah.
Don't ever consent to a search. Like that, legally speaking, there is no benefit to consenting to a search. If the
What if they have a warrant?
See, you had to, Nick. They actually had a warrant
They had a
based on
warrant.
probable cause, buddy.
Yeah, exactly.
just want to search you, they will, and you should not resist them. Right? Go home alive. Or
Is that why they broke your door open? Was because you weren't resisting?
Go to jail alive. Don't die. But don't consent. Make them do their job. Make them have probable cause. People consent to search.
And they did. And they found a ton.
That's what happened with you.
Is that the cops did not have justification for all the time.
Look at Chrissie reading her chat, losing her mind. Everyone's like, this fucking lying sack of shit.
Some
and the
people
thing
get
is,
burned.
like, Rekieta talks about, he has all this advice, right? But when it comes time, he talked to the police. He waived his Fifth Amendment right to be silent, to avoid incrimination, and he answered the police question in the interrogation room. He would tell you should never talk about your case on live stream, and then goes and talks about his case on dozens of live streams. Like, he doesn't follow his own advice because he thinks he's smarter than everybody. He thinks that he can get away with it all, that he can talk his way out of anything. The truth is, he's not even a smooth talker. He's not even that eloquent. He's just a boring hack bum. And everything he says is incoherent and retarded, including his legal takes. And the only people that are impressed or fooled by it are people who have no grasp of the law, not even a layman's understanding.
If you've lent your car to anybody, are you 100% sure your car doesn't have something in it? You're probably not.
If it's me borrowing your car is gonna have.
Aaron Imholt told us everything, Nick. Everything. It all lines up. It all makes sense. You can't trick us. Look at Chrissie in this pause. Dude. Holy.
More gas when I return it to you, because that's how I roll.
Fucking all. Keep it going.
But if people have been in your house, are you 100% certain?
He would return the car of a man whose 9-year-old daughter tested positive for cocaine with more gas.
You know?
What a great deed. What a good citizen you are.
Mom of the year.
You didn't leave something in your house. Do you know? Is always a good question, especially because things like possession crimes, this person's referring to having drugs or whatever. Possession crimes require the intent to possess the drug. You have to know and intend to possess the substance that is identified as a controlled substance. The cops have to prove that. And so if you consent to a search and they find it, well, I mean, then you're defending yourself. If it
was a warrant and they found it, so
there are mistakes in the system. There are people who get railroaded and get you're not one of those people. And it's clear as day to everybody you're not one of those people. And I don't know why he's trying to do this stuff. It's not helping. It's only making him look worse and worse and worse with every appearance. It's just crazy. Have you heard the good news of my daughter testing positive for cocaine? Here's my 4 copes about it. This is not working, bro.
It's the review tech style of responding where you're trying to like act like it was a lie the whole time, not expecting people watching or like, no, hang on. We remember the truth. You know, like Chrissie Mayr's audience doesn't even believe you at all. So I don't know who you're preaching to.
Don't consent to a search. And
There was not one guy in chat who was like, yeah, I believe him at all. They were all like, Chrissy, you're retarded. Stop, please. I got 2 accounts banned.
I don't have the cause for it.
My Comedy Craze Zone account, a different one, banned. For being like, why are you hearing this? Like, why are you listening to these lies? Banned. Oh,
yeah, it's totally legit.
Hopefully they don't do it. But again, cops will always search you if they want to. You should not resist that, but you should not consent.
You're going in
to it.
circles. You're
Because-
repeating the same shit. Okay.
I hate him.
Clip.
I hate Nick so much.
Nick, if
Here we go.
there are issues with the
Whoa, that's a bit louder. One sec.
warrant, Nick, if there are issues with the warrant, why not sign the release for the body cam footage? Nothing but love to Chrissy.
People have a misunderstanding about the body cam footage and a release. I haven't
Right.
seen a release for the body cam footage.
No, but you could request for it to be released, Nick.
Yeah.
And your signature would allow it to be released. Also, April could have done the same. And Josh reached out to her asking if she would sign for it, and she wouldn't do it. So you're full of shit, bud.
Lies, Cope.
footage right now, I believe, is considered confidential information as it's part of an investigation. And so
Also, Rekieta, we know the motions you've been making in court, right? He's relying on the ignorance of the people listening because he's an absolute charlatan. But in court, Rekieta has been making motions to suppress all evidence in the trial. He's making motions to suppress everything that would normally be public record and make it private because it's hurting his family and he's a public figure. When, for years and years, he said everything in trials should be public, it should be a transparent process so he could make money off of it, so he could grift it. But when it's his turn to have all his shit be public, he's making motions to the contrary, right? Mm-hmm. So that's who Rekieta is, and he just thinks that we're all idiots and we'll never know any of that. It's bullshit.
Minnesota Government Data Practices Act, that body cam footage cannot be released even to me, except as part of discovery. So there isn't like a go sign a release. Like I don't have the ability to authorize the release of the body cam footage, nor does anybody else involved in it at this time. That would be when it moves from confidential information to private information.
Lie.
I'm not an expert in this area of law. I've never had to deal with it, but I believe at that point people could sign releases and have it released. If someone was told that they were going to get access to the body cam footage prior to that occurring, they were probably not told the truth. But
you mean like what you're saying right now? We're not
really
being told
is
the
a
truth.
lying liar that lies.
This is the most lying shit I've ever seen.
There's not like the state has not sent me a thing like sign this to like release the body cam footage. They've never asked me. It's never been brought up to me.
I repeated it a second time.
In any sort of way. So people have this idea. It's like, oh, Nick, just go sign the release. Like, well, like what release? Sorry, like legitimately, I think people may have misread the statute on how this works, but I don't know. I haven't read the statute either. But no one's
I can't wait to see him in court.
Oh my god.
I can't wait to see him in court.
Oh, me too.
It's gonna be so funny.
What
do we have here? Okay.
Oh my god. Here
John
we go.
Kristen, did Nick please himself on stream, or is he getting a hawk tour?
God, I wish both of those were true.
Like, look at it. Rekieta, come on, bro. Come on.
Look at him.
That's the fun part of the internet, because I could tell you what I was actually doing,
at
but it might
that.
ruin the mystery.
What were you doing?
Oh.
I was falling asleep and
Okay.
passing out, and I had a wound on my leg, and I was literally
Stop.
Remember,
He was pressing on his leg, guys.
No, he looked down and goes, "What are you doing right now?"
April was sucking him off under the desk.
We boosted the audio.
We heard the belt buckle come undone,
We
right?
heard the sucking.
Yeah.
And we know she's in the corner. We're not even joking. We're not even joking, by the way.
Transparent, blatant lies. Like, how do you think you're getting away with this, man?
Oh, man.
On it to get the pain response, try and stay awake. I wish I was jerking off.
Okay.
Really wish I was jerking off, but
shut the fuck up. You were fucking like April was there. Stop. What do we have here?
Anime sucks. Copen Sleeves.
Here we go. He's not happy at this super chat, dude. You can tell he's seething. Those who don't know, there's a user on Kiwi Farms called Minnesota Public Records who every time Nick streams releases a new document dump felting Rekieta, which is really Kino.
Nick, please give his opinion on Kiwi Farms user MN Public Records who always
look at the photo too. It's the rage pig with a gun and the Kid Diddler hat.
cucks his streams.
Very interesting Kiwi Farms account. They post documents.
It's very interesting. You say you hate him and he's evil. You know, get a grip. Oh, shit.
And seem to have access to those documents before anybody knows they're around. Some of them are public and some of them aren't. I have no idea. Like, speculating on it is really weird. So,
okay.
So weird.
John Kristen, did Nick please himself on stream?
Oh, here's that one again.
All right, it's a bit of a
okay.
Let's go to the next one.
Here we
Nick, are some
Oh, fuck.
of the biggest, like, if you could dispel, like,
You saw the time of this video?
Honestly, like, do we even have to go through this shit? Do you guys want us to move on, or do you want to keep going with this?
I'm having fun with this.
All right.
the top two rumors in your situation, or the top couple of mistruths.
Yeah.
What would they be?
Well, there's one in the chat. Donovan says Nick is a child neglector at minimum. We're not.
Yes. Yes.
By the way,
that
the
clearly
whole chat-
bothered him because it was true.
Yeah.
And he's seething. Yeah.
At minimum.
Charged with child neglect. We're not accused of child neglect at all.
What? That was in the charges.
But you are charged with that.
That's literally in the. Like,
it's a lie.
Actually, that's not a concern of the state in regards to us.
By the way, like, your children are not with you. Your children have been taken by CPS, bud. So I don't know what you call that, but it's not good, eh?
Which again, this all comes from. There's this big gap of information that occurs because the state has what it initially has.
Oh, he's charged with endangerment.
Oh, wow. What a difference, bud.
Okay.
The state has its case that it builds over the course of things.
Oh, he was just endangering the kids. Okay.
And, we're not accused of that. In fact, the state is pretty clear. It's pretty obvious from
the state is unconcerned. The way he talks about it is basically that the state like sucks his dick, buys him ice cream. The state loves him. The state's going to give him $1 million and $1 million baldos.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's nothing to see here. There's nothing to be concerned about. In the end, it's the police who are going to go to jail, not me. Like, this is delusional shit.
In their interviews with us, with the children, with our family members, that isn't a concern of theirs at all. That the children love the hell out of us, we love the hell out of them. They have a.
Why were they hungry? Why were they hungry?
And
Why
stinky.
were they smelling? Like, seriously, what's going on here, bro?
Home of activity and a great environment to live in. That we're very involved with them, and
lie
have built a narrative based on
facts.
Yeah, and by the way, them loving you is irrelevant.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Of course, a kid is gonna probably love their parent, even if the situation is fucked up. But their judgment, like, they're children. Like, that's why adults make judgments for them. Okay. Like, they might want to stay with you, but that might not be what's best for your kids because you weren't feeding them, clothing them, and you were bringing a strange woman into their house to cheat on their mother with, and a fucking weird cock like Aaron was fucking their mother as well, bro. Like, holy
a
cow.
narrative based on facts and documents.
Initial reports that came in, but those reports were ignored. Initially, they were used as a basis for a search warrant, which that has its own issues to potentially.
Why are
those
you talking about your kid? Like, I just don't understand.
I love it. Keep
great.
More. Keep talking. More.
Actually, the basis of anything.
The prosecution's like, yeah, baby. Keep talking.
Yeah, keep talking.
Yeah.
Involving the children. Our children were removed due to an emergency placement because, again, there's a statute that says that if there's a controlled substance in a home, the child is presumptively in danger. So,
did you know that? That could happen?
Did I know that could happen?
You did. Know if you had drugs?
Do you know if you're a filthy cokehead that's wasting away and literally dying on stream with powder on your nose and blood running from it, that your children might be taken away? Oh, I never had any clue. He knew all of this could happen, and he chose to do it anyway.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't give a shit about his kids.
Well, sure. Yeah, I mean, that's a statute. Like, I think your question is a weird one to answer because there's an implication.
It's always weird.
That,
he loves that word weird. He just uses it over and over and over.
It's really weird. They found a bunch of coke and now I'm being charged. Isn't that weird? Weird, dude.
We're violating that statute. But
yeah,
the state has to prove that we intended to violate that statute.
They will.
I think I'm just such a prude.
Let's fucking move on to this.
Holy
fuck. Man.
Oh, here it is. Bottom line on all of it. Better call Barnes. We can only trust Robert Barnes. Robert Barnes is the arbiter of reality. What's fact and what's fiction. Robert Barnes. Better call Barnes.
Okay.
Right.
I'm not watching any coverage of me. What I have watched is very limited to basically Robert Barnes did a video talking about hair follicle testing.
And we discussed that already. It was one of
I think one of the Barnes shit is good.
Wow.
That was the Rekieta segment.
Fuck.
Man. Should we hear? Fuck it. I don't even care. Oh, there's Drexel saying that Rekieta's got to take this one, but it's honestly, fuck.
Is it long?
No, it's short.
Okay, then.
Is it even in there? Fuck.
Go
back out.
Yeah.
There
it is.
And then as soon as you got rejected, you flipped. And I dealt with this. We were talking in the Discord, and we had a guy that I really respect. I really care about the guy, but he was dead wrong. He literally has a new meme in our server, and we say, "Are you gonna cuck for the girl?" That's our new meme in the server, right?
Oh no.
We were discussing the Rekieta situation, right? And the
at two Drexel.
What? Not Drexel. Not the Black Bull. Drexel, no!
Drexel!
Burden of responsibility ultimately goes on. In this
he
case,
was the last one wearing the Baldo. You know, the last Baldo soldier has took it off. Oh, shit.
The husband, which would be Nick. And do you know why the burden of responsibility is on him? He is the sole breadwinner.
Woo!
He is the man. He is head of household, right? So we're saying, hey, if you are allowing all of these things and you're just enabling all these things, the burden of responsibility is on you.
Yikes.
So what ends up happening is,
clearly, yeah.
The key word there with Drex, though, in his maneuverability is if you were allowing these things. And of course, Drexel will sweep and say it didn't, but.
All right, let's move on. All right.